to see my own pictures over there. Hey, I don't want it so distracting to see my own picture. Okay, so we learned about all the air. We learned about 78% of the air is nitrogen, 21% of it is oxygen, and the balance of it is others, which includes 0.03% of it is carbon dioxide, and we have water vapor, we have dust, and so on and so forth as well. All right, so right now, today, we are going to focus very specific towards oxygen and carbon dioxide. What is a cycle? What we call as the carbon cycle or the oxygen cycle? Okay, yesterday I think we touched a little bit about this. Today we'll go focus more in depth about how the cycle is. Okay, oxygen is also called as O2. Oxygen is O2. Okay, carbon dioxide is CO2. Okay, please type in the chat. Please type in the chat. O2, that is a scientific name, is called oxygen. Okay. O2 is oxygen, while CO2 is carbon dioxide. This is a chemical compound. Okay. Okay, you watch the video first. Later, I need you to explain to me what you learned from the video. This video is all about music, information, nothing. All right, so I need you to think of it because yesterday I kind of showed a little bit to you guys. Okay. Let me go back to the front first.
Talk about the carbon cycle. Carbon is an element that is crucial to every living organism.
Hold on.
It is also a key component.
Okay, let's do the first one. What do you understand this part of the picture or the video? Okay, the oxygen. When do we need oxygen? When we inhale, then the oxygen will go in. You see? Oxygen is inhale. When we exhale, this is where the carbon dioxide. So inhale is oxygen, exhale is carbon dioxide. This is what we have learned yesterday. Okay, so the oxygen when we inhale will go into our brain, and the carbon dioxide when we exhale, it will go to the plant. So our blood needs oxygen, and the plant needs carbon dioxide to go through photosynthesis to build food. So the carbon dioxide becomes carbohydrate. So it becomes food, then we eat in again. Okay, H2O is where it's turned into water. So you see, the whole cycle is that when the plant take in carbon dioxide, it exhale oxygen. So while our breathing, our lung goes the other way around, we take in oxygen, we throw away the carbon dioxide. So the cycle will keep repeating and repeating. Okay, any questions about this? Okay, let me share a quick. Where is the? Hold on. Okay, let me share a picture. Okay, a slideshow. Okay. So this is a slideshow that I want to show you. Okay, this is how the whole CO2 cycle, which means carbon cycle, works. Okay, start from the plant. All right, the plant will release. Okay, will take in carbon dioxide. The plant will take in carbon dioxide together with sunlight. It creates food. When it creates food, what happens is that It produces oxygen for the animals to breathe. Where it produces oxygen for the animals to breathe, the animals will breathe out all the carbon dioxide. So you see, carbon dioxide. Then plants at night is also creating carbon dioxide. And the factory also emit all the carbon dioxide as well. So that's how the carbon dioxide cycles work in circles. So what is oxygen? Oxygen basically it's no color, no flavor, no taste, no nothing. But it's denser than air. So generally, when we are on the land, we can breathe in oxygen easier. But when we climb up the mountain so high, then it's like very hard to breathe. Okay. Okay, when we are on top of the mountain, why we can't breathe? Is it because no air? No, there is air, but the air has very little oxygen. Because oxygen is denser, that's why it's heavier, it's on the lower ground. So the higher we climb, if anything more than 3,000 meters high, then we can't breathe very well. That's why in the aeroplane we can breathe? Who knows why in the aeroplane we can breathe? Aeroplane so high.
Because in the aeroplane we have oxygen.
Very good. In the aeroplane, they pump in oxygen before we fly. Okay, so there is oxygen in the aeroplane. That's why once they close the door, can you open again? Cannot, because they already pump in the oxygen. If they not pump in the oxygen, what happens if the glass broke in the aeroplane? It's like fresh air outside. Do you do that?
No,
No, why not?
because outside we can't breathe.
Very good. Outside, there's hardly any oxygen. We can't breathe. First thing, we can't breathe. Second thing, the air goes inside the aeroplane. The aeroplane goes, then we also go, wow! Instead of an aeroplane, become a roller coaster, right? Then it will crash.
And the aeroplane will fly down and we have hurt.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it's not fly down. Fly down is like, very nice, right? No problem. It's gonna be, it crash down, boom! So it's not flying down, it's crash all the way down, So don't knock the door, don't open the glass. Okay, it won't work. All right. Okay, so oxygen is a poor conductor of heat and electric. Okay, but okay, so you see, that's why on the bottom, you see when we are very high up in the mountain, we see all this cloud. It's because that there is actually more oxygen on the bottom part. Okay, so this is how the oxygen, plant release the oxygen through photosynthesis is a byproduct of photosynthesis, which means that when they are making food at the time, they create oxygen in the morning. Then step 2 is that animals take in oxygen. The plant throw away the oxygen, the animal take in oxygen. Through breathing is called respiration system. Breathing is called respiration. Okay, this part in the chat. Breathing is called respiration. Breathing in science is called respiration. Okay, breathing is a simple English name. In science, we call it respiration. Okay, please type in the chat. Breathing is called respiration. So from every time science, when I talk about all this, I'll talk more on respiration. I won't say about breathing anymore. Okay. Okay, good job. All right. So then animal, when we breathe in, we take the oxygen. Why we need oxygen? Because inside when we take in oxygen, you break down our food in our tummy. Then you break down the sugar and food. Then we, okay. Then step 3 is that we release carbon dioxide. So we absorb 5%, about 5% of the oxygen. So that's why 21%, remember yesterday, when we breathe in is 21%, when we breathe out it's only 16%. When we breathe in, the carbon dioxide is 0.03%, but we breathe out, it's about 4 point something percent. Okay, so carbon dioxide is released by the animals or human, okay, that the plants need it during the photosynthesis. So oxygen is balanced between the atmosphere and the ocean. So this is how we balance it. Okay, so where the plants needs carbon dioxide, well, human and animals need oxygen. So that's how we balance. I exchange with you, I give you, you give me.
Teacher,
Yeah.
cow need carbon dioxide?
Cow needs oxygen. Okay, see, the cow breathes in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide. Out the carbon dioxide that the cow gives, the plants take in the carbon dioxide and give oxygen during photosynthesis in the daytime. Okay, and the plant will take in oxygen at night. When it's at night, they'll take in oxygen. But in the morning, they'll take in carbon dioxide. So morning, the plant will take in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. But at night, it's the other way around. They take in oxygen and they give out carbon dioxide. Got it?
Yes.
So photosynthesis, it becomes the source of oxygen. So that's why we need the plant, very, very important, so that we have oxygen. Okay, so that's why it's not good to chop the tree, because we can't breathe without all this oxygen. So we need the plants, and the plants will also with carbon dioxide, which makes the global warming. If there's no carbon dioxide and with more plants, our air will become cooler. That's why you would ask your grandma. Anyone still have grandma, grandpa around? Do you have grandpa, grandma around? If you do have, you ask them.
Yes.
Last time last time the air is colder or now the air is colder? Last time do you use aircon or not? Why last time you don't use aircon? Reason being because last time got more trees. When last time there's more trees, it is cooler, so they don't really need all this aircon and all this stuff. But now we have more cars, less trees, more people staying, so it becomes global warming. So that's why nowadays it's hotter. Our temperature now is about 36 per day, every day, 36, 32 to 36. Last time is about 20. It's not your grandma time, my time. Okay, my time is about 28 to 30. I think your grandma time is probably like 20, depends on where they stay, about 24 to 28. So that's what we call global warming. Okay, so this is how photosynthesis works. Photosynthesis means that they are making food. So it's a process where green plants use the energy from sun to make carbohydrate from the carbon dioxide and water to make the presence of chlorophyll. Remember, Joanna, that day you asked the green thing, I forgot what is it. The green thing is called chlorophyll. Understand?
It is help them color is green.
That's right. Okay, that's where the green plant would use the carbon dioxide and also the sun with the water. Then actually they will create food, which is the chlorophyll. Together with the chlorophyll, the food that's called carbon dioxide, carbohydrate. Okay, so how is photosynthesis carried out? It's for plants that have chlorophyll only. If there's no sunlight, the chlorophyll will not work. Okay, so the water is needed, the carbon dioxide is needed, and the chlorophyll is needed. With all these combined, then it can create food through photosynthesis. Okay, so that's pretty much photosynthesis, which we need light, carbon dioxide, and water. Light plus, okay, please write in the chat. Okay, sunlight plus with carbon dioxide plus with water, then equal to going through photosynthesis. Then you create food, which is, and create food and oxygen. Okay, basically this is what the equation we learned from this picture. Okay, please type the equation: sunlight plus carbon dioxide plus water is going through a photosynthesis process. Then you create food plus oxygen. Pretty much today's exercise is all about this: photosynthesis and respiration, carbon cycle and oxygen cycle. Oh, sorry. Oh, okay, correct. Okay. Okay, next, respiration. What is respiration? Means breathing. Okay, breathing is the process which oxygen from the air goes to our cell. Then after that, we will create carbon dioxide. Okay, and breathe out, exhale back to the environment. Okay, so this is how respiration, when we take in oxygen and we take in food, which is the food from the plant is called sugar. Okay, oxygen and sugar we breathe in. Then after that we breathe out carbon dioxide. And when it's coming in, the time it's a little bit of water. When we breathe out, the time you feel it's more moist. Okay, that's why it's water vapor. That's why when we go to cold places, then when we blow, then got water vapor, right? Because when we exhale, there's more water vapor. So that's how we release the energy. That's how the cycle works. Turning around and around through photosynthesis and respiration. So that's it. This two is a process: photosynthesis and respiration. Photosynthesis by the plant, respiration by the human. So that's how we turn the oxygen. I give you, you give me, and so on and so forth. Okay, any questions? Okay, no question. That's pretty much what I want to focus on today. Okay. All right. Okay, let me post this into your Google Classroom, as well as I share one more video with you on the carbon cycle. Okay.
We get it. You don't really want
Crucial to every living organism. It is also a key component of our atmospheric air, and it cycles through our Earth, the ocean, biotic factors, abiotic factors, and the air constantly. Carbon recycles among 5 major locations or influences. These items include the atmosphere, the terrestrial biosphere, the Earth's interior, the ocean, and human influence. Let's take a look at what happens at each of these items or influences. Carbon is found in the atmosphere in at least 2 forms: carbon dioxide and methane. This atmospheric carbon can be absorbed by autotrophs like plants and plankton to be used for photosynthesis. It can also be absorbed by bodies of water and the ocean. When carbon is absorbed by the ocean, it reacts with the water and creates carbonic acid. The terrestrial biosphere, which is another term for the Earth's land, has several paths for carbon. First, there is an exchange between plants and animals. Plants absorb carbon for photosynthesis, and the animals release carbon during cellular respiration. Also, heterotrophs eat plants that contain carbon. Animals also release carbon as methane during digestion, and soil contains decomposers that release carbon into the atmosphere and the soil. Carbon is also stored in the Earth's interior. Carbon in the lithosphere includes fossil fuels like coal, oil, natural gas, and deposits like limestone. Volcanoes may release some of this carbon stored in the lithosphere. Up next is the ocean. The ocean has the greatest exchange of cycled carbon and stores a large amount of carbon. The ocean absorbs carbon in the form of carbon dioxide. The ocean also has a large amount of plankton that absorb carbon dioxide for photosynthesis. Humans also influence the movement of carbon. Humans burn fossil fuels, which release carbon into the atmosphere by combustion. Also, the production of clinker, which is used for cement from limestone, also releases carbon into the atmosphere. In addition, deforestation from humans can increase the amount of carbon in the atmosphere. So there we go, an overview of the path of an atom of carbon that it may take during the carbon cycle. Thanks for watching, and Moo Moo Math uploads a new math and science video every day. Please subscribe and share.
Okay, so that is a little bit deeper than what I've already taught you. Okay, so first of all, let's just do this one. Okay, this one, let's share with, who would like to do this?
I want to play.
Sure. Okay, Joanna, go ahead. Fill in our trick. Where is photosynthesis? What is respiration?
Photosynthesis is
Who's the photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is by the plant. Good. Respiration. Do respiration first. Respiration, what did I put you type? Good, which is breathing. Okay, decomposition means that 腐烂, which means that the cow die and everything already. That's where they provide nutrient and everything for the plant. Okay, okay, good job. Okay, so this would be the first tree. Okay, so this will be the first tree cycle. Okay, next, this one will go to Jensen. Jensen, go ahead. Okay, Jensen, can you fill in all of it? Okay, Jensen, take your time, go fill ahead. You give me, I'll be back in a second, okay? Give me 1 minute, I'll go for toilet break.
burning fossils. Okay. This one. Yeah, we don't think.
Try this one.
Plants. This one.
Okay, let me explain. Okay, let me explain, okay? Okay, so this is carbon dioxide. What plants do with the carbon dioxide? They take it in, right? They want the carbon dioxide during the sunlight time. So they take in the carbon dioxide. Why they want? Because of photosynthesis. Then when they take in already, what they do? The animals would eat, or the leaf would drop and become decomposed. So the animals will eat or they decompose. Okay, so animals eat the plants to get carbon, glucose. Okay, over here. Then after that, what happened to the animal? If the animal die, then it becomes decomposition, which is the word that we learned just now. Okay, either it decompose or either it survive, then it breathes in the oxygen and then it releases out the carbon dioxide through respiration. So here is the respiration release. Okay, so this done. Okay, so this for, how about this two? What happened is that the factory will release the carbon into the factory will release the carbon into the atmosphere. Okay, that's why it gets hotter, global warming. The plant during the night that time, it also have what you call respiration or transpiration. Okay, actually more accurately is that at night, plants breathe. Okay, but their breathe, we don't call it as breathe, we call it as transpiration. At night, plants breathe, which is called transpiration. Okay, so when there's transpiration, it releases carbon dioxide and it takes in oxygen. Okay, that is only at night. So that's why this one, it says during respiration time, it releases, because it's going out, so it releases the carbon dioxide. Understand? Got it? Okay. Okay, more to go. Okay, Carol, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, it's getting harder and harder. Sorry, Jason. Jason, hold on for a while. Okay. All right. Okay, control goes to Charlize and Harold. Okay. Okay, Harold, go ahead. Okay, what happened to Joanna? Hold on, yeah, let me see. Joanna is trying to come in. No, not yet. Okay, go ahead. Okay, Harold, go ahead. You have control. Is it too much? Can you do all, or you want to do 5? Okay.
5.
Okay, hold on, Harold. Let me admit Joanna for a while. Okay, good. Okay, do any 5 you like. Do any 5 then. Hello, Joanna. Is your internet there okay? On and off? Stable? Oh, Harold, I help you to click. Okay. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead and move. Or you want to let go? What you want to do? Fossil fuel. Fossil fuel is all the dead animals. Dead on the floor. Dead on the floor. Dead on the floor. Okay. Next one. Next. Okay. There's a little bit more stuff here. Primary consumer is the animals that eat plant. Secondary consumer is the animals that eat animals. You want this? Carbon dioxide. Okay, go ahead. Where would you like to go? Carbon dioxide, where? Next. How about do something that you know first? Photosynthesis. Who goes photosynthesis? Is it a plant or the animal? What goes photosynthesis? Okay, fossil fuel. Fossil fuel is all the factories. Respiration. Respiration is basically based on the animals breathing. Okay, next. I'll share to Jensen. Next, I'll share with Jensen, the other part. Because Joanna's not stable. So you just turn off your video for today, okay, Joanna? Okay, Jensen, another part. Okay, primary consumer is the animal that, the first animal that eat the plants. Do you click? Okay. Primary producer is the plants that produce the food. Secondary consumer is the animal that consume the first animal, which is the fox that eats the rabbit. Okay, let's see which one. Okay. Okay, let's just show all together. Okay, so let's do from, where should we start? Okay, start from the plant first, okay? So the plant, it's the one that produce food, so that's why it's called producer, because it produce food. So plant is a primary producer. So after it produce, what happens is that it goes through photosynthesis and it creates carbon dioxide. Okay, so it creates carbon dioxide. Okay, then after that it creates carbon dioxide. That's where the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. So these three done. Okay, but when the plants die, it decomposes. Okay, so it decomposes, it becomes all this dead stuff underneath here. So the decomposer will eat the detritus. So this kind of animal is called decomposer. Okay, because what it eat is that it eat all the dead stuff and recompose into nutrients. Okay, so when many years dead, it becomes fossil fuel. Okay, just like our petroleum and stuff like that, which is a fossil fuel. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, over here. So the rabbit that eat the plants is called primary consumer. The fox that eat the rabbit is secondary consumer. Then all of this, they release the carbon dioxide, okay, through respiration. That's pretty much it. Okay, any questions? Okay. All right, so this one is a little bit harder. That's all for today's class. All right, see you guys later. I'll post all this into your chat as well as your Google Classroom as well. Okay,
Bye, teacher.
bye everyone.